Hi, I'm Blue Stiley, and welcome to Navigating No. This is a podcast based on overcoming rejection, failure, and self-doubt. And if you're like me, you have been rejected and denied multiple times and failed epically. But when I hear that no from people, I actually switch the letters from no to on. That becomes my trigger, and it's for me to actually take action, prove to myself that I'm right, and prove to the world that I can do it. So the whole idea behind this podcast is to bring on guests to explain their hardest no, what they learned from it, and what they would teach you, so that you could take something that relates best to your life, whether that's personally or professionally, and to begin to apply it. Actionable steps that can change your life. And here are just a few highlights that I think really break out that impactful theme that we're trying to accomplish here on this podcast.
It hurt so deeply, and that was actually the driving force of the anger behind the character. That was
that's a good reveal.
How could I be Darth Vader and not know how to use a saber?
As an uber Star Wars fan, you make mine look probably pretty pitiful right now. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. I love that background. Well, how much is the stormtrooper behind you? Because that's next. I don't know if that'll fit in here or not. I think I would.
That one's staying. That's a no.
Oh, that's a no. That's a hard no, brother. I love
That's
that.
a hard no.
I heard my first no for the morning.
Cindy Crawford was turned down from over 17 agencies when she started in this industry. And she ended up being one of the most prolific supermodels of all time. So, just because you hear a no does not mean to give up. It just means try something else.
8 years ago, my stepdaughter, who was my foster kid, was trafficked, and spent 6 weeks looking for her, found her. From that side, a Marine hacker saves his daughter. It's a movie, but in real life, it's the beginning of a lot of trauma and nightmares. Why am I feeling guilty for not knowing how to deal with this? We weren't even taught how to balance our checkbooks in school.
Everything that you could think would possibly go wrong was going wrong left, right, and center. And all we had to do was we just kept having to internalize being like, we got it. And then after that moment, my life absolutely changed. Because for so long in my whole career, was I almost good enough in my perspective. I was always almost it.
I've always had this I'm not good enough in my head. And then when these things happen, I feel like it just solidifies it. See, I told you. And then it's that change of nope, you can either get bitter or you can get better. It depends on what letter you want to focus on.
I didn't feel vindictive or like a victim. I just simply was disappointed. I couldn't believe how close that dream was and how fast it slipped out of my fingers. What do you do with the defeat? And then, do I want to keep going? There was very much so a choice that needed to be made.
I can't remember who said it. I have no idea. I can't credit to anybody.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold said that you don't grow old because you stop playing. You grow old because you stop playing, not the other way around. Yeah.
That's ad-libbed, and I love that.
That was so bad. Arnold, if you ever listen to this, I'm so sorry. I butchered your accent.
You should hear my Yoda. It's even worse.
You're a black belt. You can recognize the way a black belt moves versus the way a white belt moves. They just move different.
You are enough. You were born enough. I try to tell my kids that every day. I don't know why the way you asked me that question hit me so hard.
You got 5 years of no, 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 no. Yes.
It only took one.
And when
yes.
I grabbed that, I started to go up, I had it with both hands. The no, no, no. And I turned and I flexed. And I was like, wow! And that was the moment, the only time that whole run where it was I'm hitting the buzzer.
Yeah.
I did it. And I just think I was so proud of myself.
So if you like what you've heard, please do it for yourself and hit that subscribe button, because there's so much more content and value coming your way. And thanks for listening.